Today is Tuesday, September 10th. We're previewing tonight's presidential debate, the first time Trump and Harris will go head-to-head, what they're saying before the big event, and how to watch. Also, what to know about a hurricane warning in Louisiana and wildfires in the West. Plus, remembering the legendary actor James Earl Jones, what Princess Kate revealed about her treatment for cancer, and the AI features coming with the newest iPhones. We'll explain those stories and even more news to know next. Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in around 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. I'm Erica Mandy. Thanks so much for being here. You ready? Let's do this. Tonight's the night the highly anticipated presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump is happening in Philadelphia. It'll be the first and possibly only time the two face off. Both candidates have been preparing for the big night, which could draw the largest audience either one faces before Election Day. Reports say Vice President Harris has been involved in pretty intense formal practices, including mock debates with a stage, replica TV lighting, and an advisor acting as Trump. Of course, this is Harris's first presidential debate, while it'll be former President Trump's seventh. In interviews yesterday, Harris said she fully expects Trump to lie, that he's not burdened by actually telling the truth. She plans to point out how Trump fights for himself and not the American people. And she says she's ready. On the other side, former President Trump's team and allies have been saying he doesn't need to prepare like Harris, that instead his prep is more informal and includes speaking with the American people and engaging with media. Though some reports say he's also been reviewing policy positions. One Trump advisor told reporters yesterday that preparing to debate Trump is like a boxer trying to prepare for Muhammad Ali. Heading into this debate, the most recent polls show the two are still in an extremely tight race, though tonight may be especially crucial for Harris, as some voters are saying they want to know more about her. Tonight's 90-minute debate will be moderated by ABC anchors David Muir and Lindsay Davis. There will not be a live audience, and each candidate's mic will be muted while it's the other one's turn to speak. It's all happening tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC, though other networks are allowed to simulcast the debate, and it'll stream online on various platforms. Of course, we'll have the highlights for you in our recap right here on The Newsworthy tomorrow morning. Well, police in Philadelphia are preparing for tonight's debate for obvious security reasons, but also because protests are expected outside. Barricades have been set up around the National Constitution Center where the debate is happening. Among those planning to demonstrate are pro-Palestinian groups, and it comes as violence in the Middle East is not letting up. Gaza Strip authorities said explosions hit a designated humanitarian zone overnight, destroying tents and killing dozens of Palestinians. It's an area where many have been told to go to avoid heavy fighting in other areas. Though Israel's military said it struck a Hamas command center that was set up in the humanitarian zone and used precise weapons and surveillance to limit civilian casualties. Meanwhile, conflict in the Israeli-occupied West Bank has intensified. The U.S. is now urging investigations into the killing of an American woman in the West Bank, where witnesses said Israeli forces policing a protest were responsible. But there was also a shooting by a Jordanian citizen that killed 3 Israelis on Sunday, and attempts by Palestinian militants, including Hamas, to set off car bombs in the territory. Analysts say this spiral of violence is likely to worsen. Well, new details now about the man police say opened fire on a Kentucky highway over the weekend. He had apparently sent a text message 30 minutes beforehand that said he would, quote, kill a lot of people. An arrest warrant also reveals the suspect bought the AR-15 he used legally that same day. 5 people were shot and wounded, some severely, though all are said to be in stable condition. Now, authorities are vowing to keep up the search until they find Joseph Couch, though it's a daunting undertaking since the area includes a large, secluded forest. Kentucky State Police say there is now a $15,000 reward being offered for information leading to his arrest. In the meantime, more than a dozen area school districts have canceled classes. Well, people in Louisiana are getting ready. Tropical storm Francine is expected to make landfall in central Louisiana as a Category 2 hurricane tomorrow afternoon. It formed in the Gulf of Mexico yesterday and is getting stronger as it nears the coast west of New Orleans. The storm is likely to bring damaging winds and flooding to much of Louisiana and parts of Mississippi. The National Hurricane Center also warned of potentially life-threatening storm surge for portions of the Texas coastline, northeast of Galveston and Houston. Louisiana's governor has declared a state of emergency to allow statewide resources to help. This storm comes after an unusually calm August and early September in the Atlantic hurricane season. All right, we have even more news for you still coming up. But first, this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. In the last few months, my 3-year-old has really gotten into playing his little guitar. It's super cute, and he's actually kind of good, even though he doesn't know how to play any real songs. But it's inspired me and made me want to learn guitar with him. I'm truly interested in starting lessons now. And I realized, wow, it's actually fun to learn and grow again, even as adults. So is there something you might want to learn? A new language, gardening, anything really. Therapy can help you reconnect with that sense of curiosity and wonder and figure out how to make yourself a little happier. Maybe remind you that it's okay to make time for yourself and embrace those back-to-school nerves and excitement, even as an adult. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is an online-only option that is convenient and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/newsworthy today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/newsworthy. Okay, now back to the news. The National Guard has been activated in Southern California to help fight a massive, fast-moving wildfire. National Guard troops will help nearly 2,000 firefighters already battling the line fire in San Bernardino County by flying helicopters and providing logistical support. The fire has already forced 11,000 people to evacuate so far. The heat wave in the area made the fire worse over the past few days, and the smoke complicated firefighting efforts by creating lightning clouds. In fact, that's just one of 7 large blazes in the state. 2 others, one farther south and another up north, have also forced evacuations and destroyed dozens of buildings and cars. Then, just across the California-Nevada border, near Lake Tahoe, another fire has forced evacuations and continues to grow. Thousands more south of Reno are being told to be ready to leave, while many others are dealing with power outages. Other states are impacted too, with 67 large fires burning across the western U.S., but some cooler temperatures are expected soon. The legendary actor, best known for the booming voice of Darth Vader in Star Wars and Mufasa in The Lion King, has died. James Earl Jones passed away yesterday at home surrounded by family. His career spanned more than 6 decades, and he became a celebrated icon on the big screen and the Broadway stage, winning many awards along the way. If you include his honorary Oscar, Jones was one of the few people to complete the EGOT, that's winning an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award. Jones actually overcame a severe childhood stutter and went on to become one of the most sought-after voices in the business. But he wasn't just a voice. He also played memorable roles in Field of Dreams, The Great White Hope, Coming to America, and many more. James Earl Jones was 93. I also want to take a moment to remember the president and CEO of Waffle House, Walt Amer. Waffle House's board of directors confirmed he died after a long illness at the age of 58. And while he certainly had an impact as the longtime leader of the 24-hour diners with 2,000 locations across 25 states, I actually share this as a way to personally say thank you, because Walt was a longtime listener and supporter of The Newsworthy. For years, he emailed in kind and encouraging words about our work here. And he once told me he could tell we both care about bringing people together. He wrote in one email, quote, "Just spend a day inside a Waffle House and you realize that most of the people in our country have more in common than is typically reported." Atlanta's mayor put out a statement saying he leaves behind a remarkable legacy. Catherine, the Princess of Wales, announced she's completed chemotherapy treatment for her cancer, though she said the past 9 months have been incredibly tough and her path to full recovery is not over. Kate Middleton posted a video and statement online saying her main focus now is doing what she can to stay cancer-free. The home movie-style video showed the princess and her husband, Prince William, spending time together with their kids while Kate provided a voiceover narration. She didn't have too many details about her treatment and has not revealed what kind of cancer she had. But she said she's looking forward to starting a few of her royal duties again when she can. As a reminder, Kate had abdominal surgery for what was said to be a non-cancerous condition, but it led to frenzied speculation when she hadn't appeared in public for months. She then revealed her cancer diagnosis back in March. Now she's calling it a relief to have completed chemo. And she said while the cancer journey is complex, scary, and unpredictable, she's grateful for all the support she's received, adding that out of darkness can come light. Well, for the first time, new iPhones will be powered by artificial intelligence. That was the focus at Apple's biggest event of the year yesterday. All new iPhone 16 models will run on Apple Intelligence, which is the company's generative AI system. Apple said the AI will help the new phones sort messages, offer writing suggestions, find photos from a user's description, enable image editing, and more. Eventually, the hope is to make a version of Siri that competes better with other virtual assistants. Apple also unveiled the Apple Watch Series 10 and the new AirPods Pro. Both show how Apple is also leaning harder into healthcare features, because the new watch can apparently detect sleep apnea, while the new AirPods can be used as professional-grade hearing aids. Though FDA approval has not come just yet, but is said to be expected soon. Prices for the iPhone 16 start at $799 and go up to $1,200 for the Pro Max. You can pre-order them starting this Friday, and they'll start shipping September 20th. That's it for the main news today, so now it's time for Trivia Tuesday, when we ask a different trivia question every week. But first, a quick break to thank our sponsor. Any successful business is not just about the product or service or podcast they put out. It's also about the business behind the business. Running things smoothly internally and making sure it's easy for buyers are both key. And listen, any help I can get to make my business run as it should is so appreciated. For millions of businesses, Shopify is key to their success. It's home to the #1 checkout on the planet because nobody does selling better than Shopify. And the not-so-secret secret is that with Shop Pay, conversions go up 50%, helping to make sure fewer carts are abandoned and more sales are completed. Even well-known businesses like Mattel, Heinz, Magic Spoon, Allbirds, Thrive Cosmetics, Skims, and more rely on Shopify. So upgrade your business and get the same checkout all those well-known businesses use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/newsworthy, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/newsworthy to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/newsworthy. Okay, now back to Trivia Tuesday. Today's trivia question is, who's the only U.S. president whose first language was not English? You can play along with us in our weekly roundup email that comes out each Friday. Sign up to get it at thenewsworthy.com/email. As for last week's trivia question, what's inside a camel's hump? If you guessed water, you're not the only one that thinks that, but it's actually not water. It's fat. Even though camels have a reputation for going long periods without needing to drink, they also need nutrients on long journeys through the desert. And that's where the humps come in. Camels can use the rich fat stored in their humps for energy when there's not enough food. Just one hump can hold up to 80 pounds of fat. And the size of the hump actually changes depending on how much food the camel eats. When the camel converts its stored fat into energy, their hump will limp and droop down. With normal food and rest, though, those humps return to normal. Of course, camels also need lots of water. They just have other places to store it. Camels can drink up to 30 gallons of water in 10 minutes, which then goes into their bloodstream. Since the animals have unique oval-shaped blood cells, their blood flows more easily when there's not enough water and is more flexible to hold water when it's abundant. Of course, camels can have 1 or 2 humps, depending on the species. Well, thank you so much for listening and making us part of your daily routine. You can further support our work here and get ad-free episodes by becoming a Newsworthy Insider at thenewsworthy.com/insider. And Wondery Plus subscribers can listen to episodes of The Newsworthy ad-free in the Wondery app. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with more news you need to know. Until then, have a great day.